Yeah, my bad. Right back. So, like I'm saying, so I can make $70,000, and by the time I do the overtime, right, from all of these jobs that you're gonna give me, because I'm too a reliable employee of the company. So it trickles down, guys, right? So, and again, that's the value in knowing your craft, because that these are the reasons why you'll always have work. You'll always have an opportunity, because you are one of those guys who are ambitious and a go-getter. Now, the whole objective of you getting this job and getting all this information eventually, I'm hoping, would be to get out and get your own business, and then you can go ahead and get these contracts. Tips of the trade, free game. So anyway, back to my point. So pros and cons of the salary. So you have the $100,000 on paper off rip. You getting money and you being taxed. So by the time you finish getting taxed, and now you're in a different tax bracket. Let's be real. I can't throw out any no realistic numbers. I can't say realistic numbers. I can't throw out any exact numbers, right? Or percentages. This is all hypothetical at this point. You might walk away, if you're making 100,000, you might walk away with 80,000. I'm making 70,000. I might walk away with 60,000, right? Fuck it, 55,000. 55,000. My per diem, easy, 30,000. That's 85,000. And I wasn't taxed, and I wasn't even taxed on really on a 35. Not as much as I would have, because it's overtime. So when you're in overtime, your normal hours, depending on how deep in the overtime you get, I went up to the most overtime I work in this is in Hawaii. You know what I mean? We did the Ritz-Carlton in Hawaii. I stayed in the Royal Lahaina, in Maui. But the most hours I ever put into a job, and this is documented, was probably like 105, 110 hours in a week. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm telling you from experience, by the time, depending on how many overtime hours you do, it's on paper, you can do it, numbers don't lie, write it down. You add up those hours, by the time you get enough overtime hours, your regular hours are gonna pay your taxes. So it's like you're getting just overtime pay. Free game, tips of the trade, difference between salary and just being a really, really good employee, depending on your circumstances. Again, I'm encouraging you to learn all of this and keep this in mind as you move up through the scale and learn your craft and perfect your craft, so you too can become a resource one day and give us some game. I'm gonna get older, things are gonna get modernized. It's a bunch of new tools coming out that I'm not gonna be able to touch on at one point in time, but hopefully this sparks something in you and gain your interest, and then you can bring it to our attention. You know what I mean? But keep it going. I love y'all. Thanks for the support. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'm supposed to say that. Whatever. Peace.